This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
I'm Tony from the Hard4Games channel.
And elevator speech, Tony, before we talk about PunchNpie.
Again, like I said, I'm from Hard4Games. We do a lot of preservation work, gaming archaeology, a lot of things that weren't released or could have been, that type of content, trying to preserve lost media, trying to find it, preserve it, dump it, and get it out into the ether. Also cover a lot of ROM hacks and just retro gaming in general. You can find us on YouTube.
Absolutely. And he just unboxed a $10,000 Xbox One X. Very cool stuff. It is beautiful.
It's sitting next to me right now, and it's all packed back up, and I'm just still scared to death to even have it in my house.
If you want to see that and more other cool obscurities and VHS tapes preserved, go check out his channel. But we're also going to be checking out a different channel today. And if you, this is our Tuesday episode. I know we're filming these out of order, so it's a little confusing. But the episode tomorrow will be our interview with the guy at the bottom of the screen here. So definitely check that out tomorrow. So PunchNpie, this is a guy we've had on our channel before, and we're going to be reviewing his channel. So he currently has 2.09K subscribers, it's a little higher than what I had when I wrote the outline. His channel was created on July 25th, 2017, and he has, let's see how many views, 293,051 views. His description of his channel says, "Hey all, welcome to PunchNpie. My name is Jordan, just your typical overly nostalgic product of the 80s and 90s. Grew up in the 8-bit and 16-bit era of gaming, so I have real love for the retro stuff, but I'm also a modern gamer. You'll find a perfect balance of that here." Then it says, Jordan, this is something he doesn't really do anymore. Join Aaron and I for Horribly Unplayable, where we play some of the worst retro games, or Greg and I punishing ourselves with strange Pop-Tarts. Bring those back to the channel, Mr.
Yeah,
PunchNpie.
you definitely should. Those are enjoyable.
You'll also find that his wife and daughter make an appearance every now and again. That is still true.
So they must be on every episode, right? It's every now and again.
Yeah, every episode. All right. So here's my description of his channel, since he obviously hasn't updated his description in since he started the channel. So what PunchNpie is known for, go check out our interview with him. PunchNpie has something to do with South Park. That's all I'm going to say about that. Find out in the video interview.
Oh, I was going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about it.
That's fine. You can talk about it.
No,
super into gaming and technology. He even reviews like Mac Minis, those kinds of things. He used to review Pop-Tarts quite frequently, which we talked about just now a second ago, but puts out the occasional vlog type video, like he did a gingerbread house with his daughter, I think, a little bit ago. He's very active within the community that he's built, including his Discord and his live streams where he's talking with the audience, which is pretty cool. And he's a pretty fun guy to talk to after we spent like 3.5 hours online with him doing our podcast and talking about N64 Mini and why that probably never will happen. But
unfortunately.
So what do you guys think his oldest video was? Don't look at the script and cheat, or I don't really care.
I overlooked.
Yeah.
GameStop hates collectors. That was his video. 15 seconds. It was about essentially, why products in GameStop don't have like full boxes and art and manuals. And the DS games, basically, how bad they are sitting in the GameStop list. Like, I just kind of cringe every time I walk in. I see that they're just all laid out there with no box.
I get so many like dirty looks, and not all the time. There's some really good GameStops by me, but when I ask for the actual case, it's like, do you have the actual case for this game? And they're like, maybe, and they have to go look for it, and then it's like, do you not ever get asked this? Like, why would anyone want the generic case?
Right.
Yeah.
So his most popular video is a Switch Pro controller video, and he's always like, anybody can make this video. I'm not really happy that this is my most popular video, but reviewing stuff like this is something that people are interested in because it's a $26 controller that claims to be pro, and from what I understand, he really likes this controller now. So yeah, at least it got him a good controller for his Switch for a decent price. Making this video,
he's not going to like my advice if he said that he doesn't like making that type of video.
He does, but he doesn't because it costs him money every time he makes these videos, and I can understand that standpoint. Like, when I buy things, I only want to review things that I'm going to buy anyways. In this case, he wasn't necessarily going to buy this without making the video, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, anyways, moving forward from that, what do you guys like about the channel and the layout, whatever you guys like about it? We can talk about his logo, which recently changed if you want, or anything else. What do you guys like?
I'll let the guest go first.
I mean, you mentioned this, but he just seems like really like a happy guy. Like, he seems like genuinely like he just wants to have some fun and whatever. It's like, let's have some Pop-Tarts. Let's review this. Let's, it's just, he just seems like he's really enjoying himself. And sometimes, with like creators that are just kicking out content, like I think they lose a little bit of that,
Mhm.
but he seems like he's just like smiling and having a good time and doing what he loves. And like I hadn't really watched, I'd heard of him, but I'd never really watched his content prior to this, prior to me researching for this. But I enjoyed it because it was just, it was just like hanging out with a buddy, is what it felt like to
Mhm.
me.
All right, Will. Now you
Yeah,
can't get that same line. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I didn't have much more to add. Like, I just think he's really genuine. And you know how you have people who have those faces that you really want to punch? He has the exact opposite. It's like, I don't know what it is, but there's like
Wasn't sure where
something
you were
about,
going to go with that, Will.
yeah, no. I was thinking about like just letting it hang there for a little while, but no. When you watch it, I don't know. Like when he smiles, I smile automatically. I'm not totally certain why, and he's enjoyable to talk to when he came on the podcast, and his content is also enjoyable. Sometimes it's topics that like I wouldn't have watched if someone else had done it, and I would watch it because he's doing it. So
I just love that he's willing to dive into things that I find interesting that a lot of other creators won't. And then, for example, like the Max thing, he's like, I just did it because I wanted to. I don't care if anybody watches that video. And I was like, that's cool. Like, I don't know all that many content creators willing to cover something that nobody's going to watch. But he's like, you know what? I liked it, so I'm going to cover it. So like this Mac Mini 2014 teardown SSD upgrade. How many people on his channel are coming here for this content? Probably not as many as are coming there for the Switch and his streams and his other stuff, but he still covered it because he wanted to, and I respect that.
Yeah.
I also have heard this from, believe it or not, he got a shout out from Review Tech USA early on in his channel, and he was compared to RGT85, and I can kind of see that a little bit.
yeah,
I could definitely see that as well.
So, what do you guys think that he could improve upon? Since you guys already said everything I was going to say, I don't know. I really like Jordan's content. I don't know how else to say that.
that's a problem with covering people you really like. It's like I like everything about it.
Yeah, I wrote some things down. I kind of took a different approach. Mine was kind of more SEO based, actually, which I thought would maybe be different from what is normally recommended. But aside from the SEO stuff, which I'll get to in a second, I did, if you sort his content by the most popular, it's his product videos, right? His review videos of products. So obviously, you don't want to be spending a ton of money every month buying a bunch of stuff that you don't really care about. But, if he wants to bring more people to the channel and then have them get, notifications regarding his other content as well, he could up the number of product videos that he does, when it makes sense to do so. And he may also be able to reach out to companies that, they might, people reach out to YouTubers, like marketers, they represent various companies and, ask for reviews and stuff. So those people exist if he can get onto their radar a little bit with products that he feels, that he genuinely is interested in anyways, then he could be bringing more traffic to his channel that could lead to, more funds and traffic to his pet projects.
Now, how about the SEO stuff that you were going to bring up?
So that's probably a little more interesting than what he didn't want to hear. But yeah, so with YouTube, he does this sometimes, but so for example, I'm just going to go in the random order that I wrote these down, but you can have up to 10 hashtags, up to 10 or 15 hashtags in your description, and YouTube prioritizes the first 3. So he has this in some of his videos, but not all of them. He should go back through all of his videos and add them all in. And hashtags are more like not what someone would search, those are tags, but subject matter. That's hashtags. So again, sometimes he does it, sometimes he doesn't. I would just make sure that he does every time, just because YouTube is looking for that. With his descriptions, he sometimes has the description of the video up top, and other times he has like promotional stuff up top. YouTube prioritizes the first couple sentences, like a certain number of characters of the description first, and then deprioritizes as you go down. So you want to have non-promotional stuff like join my Facebook, join my YouTube, subscribe or whatever. You don't want to have that at the top. You want to have what your video is about at the top. And that'll help with the search functionality, like the search engine on YouTube, and also, of course, obviously the search engine optimization, SEO. So basically, just like the most powerful description you can have, and it's also easier for the users to be able to see that. So if you post something like that to Twitter, you're going to get a description of the video instead of promotional stuff, which is
That makes
easier
sense.
for a Twitter user to be like, what is this about in a nutshell beyond the title? And then I would also recommend ordering his playlists from current to oldest instead of oldest to current, right? So you want to constantly keep your front page and your playlist as fresh as possible, especially for your returning visitors. They don't want to have to like go through and search and spend a lot of time. And a new visitor isn't going to care. They're not going to care what's new. They're not going to care what's old, right? So especially if they're just stumbled upon your homepage. So prioritize newest to latest. And I try to do these things. I'm not perfect at them, obviously, but just from what I'm familiar with SEO on YouTube, it's not going to make a drastic difference, but it will move the needle a little bit in terms of people being able to find him.
So I have a question for you, and this may help him if you answer it the way I think you're going to. Does it help your channel to have live streams on the front page that are already done?
It depends on what you do. If you're a live stream channel, then yeah. If you have a live stream that is particularly interesting, that you feel will really connect with your audience, then yes. I try not to make public every live stream I do because I feel like it dilutes the other videos. And unfortunately, YouTube doesn't punish you for live streaming. They actually like it when you live stream. But if you live stream content that is too unrelated to your channel, your subscribers and the people that get notifications will be notified. But if they stop paying attention to those notifications because they're bombarded with streams that they're uninterested in, they may unsubscribe or click off the bell, like the notification. So I noticed that a little bit when I was doing live streams with my wife. We were doing Animal Crossing, which is unrelated to the normal content on my channel, but just something we were doing for fun. And I'm not going to stop because screw YouTube. But I did notice that I needed to space them out a little bit more and not put them on my front page unless they were like really interesting. Just because it kind of messes with the mentality of your viewers from what I've read and what I've experienced. I don't know if that's going to be true with everybody.
So I just noticed that he doesn't unlist any of his live streams. That's why I asked that question, because I know a lot of people that their main content isn't the live stream. They do the live streams consistently.
Yeah.
Will unlist them after they're done and then keep a playlist for anybody to go find. Like if somebody really wants to go find it, you can go to a playlist, see all the live streams, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't leave their live streams public forever.
Yeah, a lot of live stream content is always going to be better when it's live.
Exactly.
Right. So it's unless it's like a compilation or a live stream that was just banging. Like I don't have it public on my homepage. I mean, we even just did a compilation recently of my wife like getting scared of and screaming at Animal Crossing guests. And it was a great little video, but it totally bombed. Yeah, despite the work I put into it. But yeah, I mean, it's just sort of one of those things. Like, what do you want? What do you want your channel to be about? So the unfortunate truth of YouTube is that they want you to be in a very specific niche, which sucks. I hate it. And the fact that I don't conform to a niche on my channel is one of the reasons why I'm not as successful on my channel. But if you want to grow, YouTube likes it if you do a specific thing. So is that Pop-Tarts? Is that live streams? Is that reviews? Or is it like sort of an umbrella with all of them? But you got to also balance that with what you want to do.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I would never tell anyone to be like, just review Pop-Tarts, just do this or that or whatever. No, do your thing, man. But YouTube might be kind of an ass about it.
So I guess my advice, since we've talked this through now, is maybe don't leave every live stream up post stream.
Yeah.
I would consider making a playlist of your previous live streams and maybe unlist them, or if you don't unlist them, just don't have all of them on the front page, or maybe remove uploads from here as your top thing and put a different playlist that you're constantly updating at the top, instead of just straight up uploads.
A lot of people do like your most popular at the top.
Yeah.
You know, some people do your uploads, some people do most popular, depends on the channel.
It's like we have our music video at the top, followed by the newest episode of our podcast, and then like the more special things, you know.
Yeah.
Popular towards the bottom.
Hey, every episode of your podcast is special. Every episode is a special thing.
Especially the ones with Tony.
That's right. That's right.
But that would be my advice, is I think having uploads here could be towards the bottom, and just put your like latest like review or highly edited video towards the top of your video. Something you've worked a lot of editing into, and something you really like, because a lot of your edited reviews and those types of videos, they do really well with the YouTube algorithms. For example, the Switch controller review, and then your live streams do well with your core audience, but not every single person's part of your core audience.
Yeah. Also, because I'm sure he'll probably watch this since he has a relationship with you guys, I just want to reiterate that I was sort of explaining how YouTube likes things, not necessarily how I think your channel should be. I think your channel should be how you like your channel to be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just YouTube is just a weird environment, unfortunately.
My comments are mostly organizational comments.
Yeah. I'm just speaking for myself.
And you know, do whatever you want with your channel. If you want to go mostly your live streams, that's I like your live streams. They're fun.
You have to do
Tune into a few
videos.
of them.
That's it.
I want to see a live stream Pop-Tart challenge. That would be fun.
That actually would be really good. Although I'd be afraid someone would vomit. Like you have to be online for so long for YouTube to kick out the notifications. I feel like you'd just be eating Pop-Tarts, like so many Pop-Tarts. It'd be pretty wild. Although that would be a wonderful live stream.
Watch me smash 1,000 Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine like the entertainment value of that? It'd be killer.
24-hour stream eating Pop-Tarts.
And I did watch some of his Pop-Tart reviews, like the one where he was blindfolded and had to like guess the flavors. And I said they were pretty entertaining.
Unfortunately, with the current pandemic, it might be harder to get together with his buddy to do that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right. So what are your predictions for his channel going forward? We're not making any more 2020 predictions. So let's say June of next year, where will his channel be?
Do you mean like subscriber-wise, or what do you?
Subscriber-wise, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could make other predictions, but we usually just go straight up subs predictions.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't I just go to Social Blade and I'll just cheat real quick.
Social Blade has been like way off on our channel, so I have no idea.
Social Blade like gives you how they do the future predictions, so they will give you big boosts if you're doing well and then drop it. Mm-hmm. So like they said about a year ago, we'd be at like 100,000 subscribers in a year. And then 6 months later, they're like, yeah, you got another year.
That happened to us with 1,000.
Yeah, like they're constantly changing it. But I think that he could, by, summer, he could, what is he at, 209? Probably could get up to 6 or 7, I think. 5 or 6. If he focuses on some, like, heavy traffic content and kind of cleans up the organization a little bit and then keeps doing on what he loves on the sides, I think that'd be possible for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I see you right there too.
He was putting, just for context, that video I put up there was his follow-up to his 10 reasons the PS Vita is better than the Switch video, which got a lot of Switch fanboys mad. Anyway, yeah, I would agree with that. I would say 5,000 if he doesn't change anything is doable, but if he really leans into SEO, he could probably go to 10. If he leans hardcore into SEO. What about you, Will?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think I will be more on the conservative and say like maybe 5 to 6, just because YouTube is a biatch sometimes. doesn't always like follow the plan.
Planned. No.
Yeah, so yeah, I'd say 5 or 6, and we'll see. I mean, I could be completely wrong. Like we've seen people blow up and like within a couple months get like tens of thousands of subscribers.
Forge Labs is a good example of that. 1.5 million from 200,000. Holy cow!
He's definitely got the right attitude for it.
Mhm.
He's got a really good screen presence. So I mean, I think that like the foundation is kind of set
Mhm.
for it.
He
If
just
you
has to
wanted
hit the right algorithm luck strike.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Anyways, PunchNpie, youtube.com/PUNCHNPIE. We'll get you there and check them out. And if you like it, subscribe.
Oh yeah, and also check out our interview because I did not explain the meaning behind the name.
Wait, what?
Behind his name.
Oh, his. I thought you were talking about with Tony. I was like, what are you talking about?
No.
He explained it himself.
Is it from the South Park movie where they tell people they're going to be punching pie if they show up to join the resistance?
Mhm.
I think if
There you
you
go.
want to
Don't
know
need to go
the
through the interview
answer,
now.
if you want to know the answer, go check out the interview. But Tony, you might be on the right track.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I spoiled it. Yeah.
No, you didn't spoil anything. It's all good. You can figure it out probably by just watching him, I think, actually.
Mhm.
Anyways, as always, I'm Chris.
Will.
I'm Tony.
And we will see you
On the next CHRILLCAST. Bye, guys.